Welcome back, folks, to Tyranny Part 2. We're going to continue our adventures here and see what's going on. Slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. What's that? Force Norette told me that you'd come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm the only hearing half the story. So let's have it. Let's have it out. What's so special about you? I'm here to deliver an edict from Kratos. Gain loyalty. That makes a kind of strange sense. Crazy kind of sense, considering how long the siege has taxed the armies. I can understand why Kratos would send you with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? The Archons must claim the Ascension throne or all will perish. One more thing that the Archons have to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Kratos sends any lighting our way, just tell me when to duck. Okay. What else has the voice of Nerut told you? Only I could find out in edging ruins, truthfully. I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few days bathing in the stink of the Mariota River. She laughs, and there's a forceful nature to it. Why so suspicious? It's just a feeling I got that the Archons are together and the air is taut as a bowstring. I can't help but think that no amount of compromise will get them seen eye to eye. Why do you think the Archons are at odds? So why did you invite a mediator from Tyranny's court? It doesn't add up. Been with the Scarlet Corps since the early days of the conquest, so I can say it's been building for a few years now. There's an energy about those two, like a pair of storms moving to collide. I heard tell of the Graven Ash and the Voice of Nerut shared some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but I don't know any of the particulars. By my authority, the Archons will fall in line, or that's absurd. The Archons cannot put aside the distance. They are unfit to command. That's absurd. The Archons cannot put the past behind them. They are unfit to command. Ooh. Quick to anger, are we? I am not in disagreeing with you, but I would take care of when you speak your mind. Someone is always eager to report slander to their favorite Archons. Enough of this. I must meet with the Archons. Hey, don't let me hold you back. I'm sure whatever you're here to do is important enough that you don't need me stepping in your path. The war tent is just past the center camp. One last thing. Be careful about those disfavored types. They take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows to the head. Okay. You've arrived at last. The disfavored soldier returns to the Elgard. This isn't just any fate bearer. This is the Stormcaller. Lucan fought with us back in the gates of judgment. Served on the front lines, saw it with my own eyes. The guard looks at you, nodding. Re-honored Turon sent you. Salute. Gain favor. That he does. The warrior nods in approval, then claps twice, and the gate is signaled to your arrival. Be well, Fatebinder. Glory to Kratos. Alright. Hail to you, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant's finery greets you. Have a few excessive rings. Best unburden yourself before battle. You know that If the disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. Soldier. Most of your camp followers are slaves or haulers. I don't see many merchants. I try not to congratulate myself on my good fortune, since it's by the wisdom and mercy of the Tyranny that I make a profit. Perhaps we're not so different in that respect. He winks. Your largest crate, open it now. Of course, Fatebinder. Don't let me inconvenience you for a moment. Supplies. Yeah, we're not a thief. We're not going to steal stuff. Everything seems to be order. Glad to hear it. There isn't a temptation in the world that steers me from the good favor of treasure. Oh, it's your wares. Yep. Oh wow, where's our inventory? You have anything? Nope. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab stuff.
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
Bronze tower shield and scroll. That's what this is. Carefully skinned game hangs what appears to be sticky. Okay.
That wasn't so hard.
Okay. We're right there.
Sorry, can't.
Yes, definitely loot everything before we go. Talk to Aaron. Got time to chat. This is an ironclad. Another bronze tower shield. Go ahead and take that.
Can't do that.
Oh, boo. Let's see here. Repairing some scraps. Why bronze? I prefer armor. You mentioned armor, provide iron for Tron's request. Why is it first time hearing it? Keep your voice low down. Legend Gruff doesn't want to cause a panic by any information the Variant Guard list. Case scenarios that the iron tumbled off the boat and it's rusting in the riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy's hands. If I find myself in Echo's Hall, okay. I appreciate that, as does the great general, more than you might know. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'd be grateful for your help. It would be a boon for the war effort if the iron was recovered. There we go. Gained favor. That turn wouldn't have dispatched you without good reason. The court isn't exactly known for gambling when its stakes are high. You see that? That is how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous, so people don't go snooping around. You'll want to keep an eye out on these things. Good hunting. Look like a competent fighter? Why are you swinging a hammer into an enemy's face? Gained favor with him. Awesome. I think he's showing us his equipment. Explore the Echo Hall's crossing for clues of the missing shipment. Hey, where's our items? Thought we were looting all this stuff.
Can't do that.
Are we not looting? What is this? Dodge. Okay.
Can't do that.
Ooh, subterfuge. Yeah, we're taking it, but I don't see it. Let's go ahead and grab this. Ooh, money, money, money. Collect all the loots.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Remain silent.
I always know you've run out of things to say when you resort to mocking my vassals. If we are to speak of treachery, why is it that my scouts see the Scarlet Chorus warriors defecting back to the Vendrian Guard? Your fearsome reputation has gone flaccid, for it seems you cannot control your soldiers, or perhaps you simply choose not to.
My lords, the Fatebinder has arrived, and his favorite commander raises her voice, trying with little success to speak over the Archons. Perhaps we should table this discussion and let our guest speak.
Speaking of strategic failures, who was it that insisted the valley would need only a token garrison? For some strange reason, we can't seem to recall which balding halfwit grossly underestimated the enemy. Thoughts?
Remain silent.
And I thought you had left agents within these Tearsmen when they surrendered. Either you failed to see this coming, or you knew and let it happen. Incompetent or in cahoots, either way, this mess has your filthy stink all over it.
We look forward to seeing you explain to Tunon why the Archon of War could not close the vice on this trivial little insurgency. When we are crowned the ruler of the Tears, we shall have this place renamed to Ash's Folly in your honor.
Go ahead and remain silent.
If I could trust the information I get from you and your conscripted mouth breathers, perhaps I'd order my cohorts around a bit more aggressively. But last time I trusted your all-clear report, my troops failed to come home.
Oh, Ash, old boy. If you're going to have a little sob every time one of your nieces or nephews dies to the Tearsmen, perhaps we should have Siren sing you some calming lullabies to help you cope with your grief.
Cern was the... Hold your tongue. I will not have your denigrate the honor of our fallen brethren. Gunderhand moves to his hilted blade and the weapon stays sheathed. I'll be doing us all a favor if I crack open that excuse for a head. They bicker like children, do they not? The fifth eye gates tremors pierces the resonance of the tip, and all eyes land on the crimson spear. I meant only to say, welcome to our guest, the Fatebinder. Armored retainer bows to the rushed. And do not. Let's see here. And do not not a moment too soon.
Did I give you permission to speak?
Apologies to the sudden entrance. I've traveled long to be here.
Stormcaller, it is an honor to have you with us. I would imagine you are here with another of Kairos' edicts. Perhaps another catastrophe that will punish our foes for hiding behind their walls? My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edric. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
Master's words, the Archon of War glares at the voice of Nature, frowning his brow. I come bearing the Edict of Kratos.
It seemed only yesterday you were proving your worth in battle, assisting my warriors in the siege of the bastard city. Now Kairos has chosen you for a second time to proclaim an edict. Tell us, good Fatebinder, what sort of punishment does the Overlord have in store for the Oathbreakers?
It seems like you need some encouragement to working together. Kratos' edict will end the lives of everyone in this valley unless Archon's phone is claimed by Kratos' Day of the Swords. And the wrath of some gain favor with them. Edict is proclaimed.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive.
Mm-hmm.
We'll need to advance across the Mitanni. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to back up Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
They called you the Archon of Secrets, but you certainly don't seem to know anything remotely useful.
I second the Fatebinder. Thought you had the memories of one of those Oathbreakers rattling about that bronze cord of yours. Would Kairos' mighty spy master please enlighten this gathering of allies with some scrap of strategic insight?
I agree with that. The Archon of Secrets turns his head to the side until the face of his mask has turned around, and a new facet of his mask presents itself and facing forward. When next the Archon speaks, the trembling voice of the younger man can be heard.
Our river was to be the bulwark, but with the Tidecasters slain, what hope remains? It's so cold in here. Help me, please.
The Archon turns his head to the side until the preface face of his mask now looks forward.
Our sources tell us the Oathbreakers had some sort of magical trick in store. But this knowledge is tinged with fear, trepidation. If we make a move for the Mitanni, we suspect the Oathbreakers will mount a counterattack that is equal parts valiant and futile.
Conquest, I know that voice. Melanti Genevieve of the Vanguard.
Good ear, young Fatebinder. When the Vendrian Guard surrendered, Mitanni Yanev had the audacity to demand an audience. Being gracious Archon we are, we obliged. What the good captain knew, we now know.
No more sitting idle. I expect the disfavor to be on the march at once.
You delivered your edict. Do not pretend it gives you the right to give orders to an Archon.
My lord Balak and his band has been drilling on the Echo Hall's assault plan. The recent runners have been briefing him about as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. The Iron Lord salutes and clamors her gauntlet against her breastplate. I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunon's chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
Archon twirls his scepter one last time and then taps the fifth eye on his shoulder, and the two depart.
Fine. The fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment. but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective.
Understandable.
If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
It'd be an honor to help. Let's see here. I'm short on a few scouts. Short on a few soldiers. Short on a few everything. I'm sure my brother would be grateful for the assistance. Gained favor. I'll be in the training grounds readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. And though I loathe to mention it, the chorus is likely to use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the outer valley on their own. Pithai will be somewhere in the rat's nest they call a camp. Due east. Seek him out if you must. That's good, at least.
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
And take all of that. Take all of that. I don't know why our inventory's not showing up. That's kind of weird. So red or blue? The chorus or the disfavored? Why is my inventory not popping up? This is kind of weird. There it is right here. Party stash. Okay. Let's talk to this guy. Big Batter Lucan, as am I right? I am service commander of the third generation disfavored. Specifically, I am Curvis the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. Rank of commander, but lately I've been organizing patrols to stay out of the way. You could talk to the Iron Marshal if you get something official needed discussed. Oh, what do you need? I overheard that you were asking the Earthshakers where their reinforcements had gone. Is there a problem? I'm afraid so. Drix, the head of the Earthshaker, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spell slingers to help break the stalemate. I don't know what's holding them up their arrival, and that worries me. If you were at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. Where's your dignitary? Northern men. Legion doesn't need spellcasters. Gain favor with them. You do me proud, and would that I agree with you with the full heart, but I cannot ignore the mages are a critical asset of the war. Gets determinations can scatter the most stubborn fortifications. The mages can get the job done in half the time. I could lend a hand. Why do you think the siege is delayed for so long? I could have been real over quick and simple, and the first cohorts arrived in the valley went right for the kill. That was before we knew that the Bavarian Guard had sages and that water which was on their side. The bigger problem is the Scarlet Horse. They eagerly conscript Bavarian Guards, but I have no proof of this. And it seems like they do very little to keep the watchful eye on these drafted tiersmen. These drafted tiersmen. They're often sent out on patrols, and we suspect that they have opportunity to escape back to the Bavarian Guard. Every chorus conscript has a choice: life under Kratos or death under the army's boot. By all means, feel free to cut down those who would choose the latter. We won't be offended. Just so we don't make a mistake of each other, I know that what I'm saying carries an implication of treachery. I'm not making formal accusation against Turan's agents. I'm just voicing my gut opinion on the matter. The two armies haven't worked well together in years. Why do you think that is? Come on, Binder. Seems like asking why beasts stink. The disfavored are only too eager to deliver Kratos' peace to the Tears, while the Scarlet Course brings only mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the voice of Narat has a plan, and I'll take your word for it. But the Chorus sure seems to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. Wonder if we've been fighting the same war, soldier. I've seen Ashen's yank his precious soldiers away from more battles than he's won. If you want to call the progress, be my guest. Alright. I'm done with that. Done with that little argument and debate. Don't just call the impact, push it back with your shield and take momentum. The Iron Marshal Eros, full commander of this favored, pounds her fist in the air as she calls out to the warriors in the training field. I said, eyes on your opponent waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you're lost. The disfavored officer turns to you, adjusting her pale golden surcoat. Need to stay on top of the troops of their skills will rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe in it. As mentioned, you were short on warriors and needed help. What's the situation? I've brigades amassed along the Placid Echo Halls and Little Tooth's Crossing. The vanguard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold a concert. I have no right to give you orders, but her words falters and a short cough breaks her flow. But we will all dive to Kratos' edict should we fail, so I am not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. I will assist. Then your plan might just work. Iron Marshal lifts her gauntlet close to her face and shifts her eyes from you to the metal articulation. We are oath to work with those who do not share our training and our values. We know that Tyranny, the adjudicator, selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honor all on the field. Atos will be leading the charge from Echo Hall's crossing. Assisting you will bulwark the stone shields. She points to a heavily armored sentry in the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the forge-bound weren't sloshed by dapple seeds when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms, and his armor doesn't exactly come off. Technically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's something of a curse. Balak, come meet the Fate Binder. The soldier that steps up to you barely represents an amalgamation of rusty blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her.
An honor.
Likewise, good Binder.
Okay. Have the Iron known to his thing?
Eric, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
Know him as well as anyone during the conquest.
That can change. When the Tears are fully under our command, I'll take you to whatever passes for a watering hole in this forsaken country. We'll drink the local swill to honor the fallen.
Okay.
Forget the fallen. I know a great brothel in Lethian's Crossing where we can watch something rise, then fall, then rise again.
Fatebinder will be joining us on the push against the river. I figured an extra hand might help. And more importantly, if my worries come true, the chorus tries to impede the mission. It will be an observing from the court on our side.
We were on less than agreeable terms during the conquest. You misrepresented the Legion to the Scarlet Chorus when some of our greatest victories took place at Stalwart. A shame you went to battle with your eyes closed.
Armor shifts, perhaps both.
It's just my luck that I'm assigned to one of Tunon's legal clerks. I'm sure you think the rules don't apply to you, but I'm counting on you working with me and my squad to stop these Oathbreakers.
I asked Biolog's company you to the operation and coordinate between his company and the Scarlet Course. Echo's Crossing is now unlocked. Biolog, you've been without a cohort since the first battle of Starward. It's time we give you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. Ashen has assigned you to the Fatebinder's service. You are to assume this task ongoing until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could be very well meaning the swiftly approaching end of the war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? Bollocks regards the Iron Marshal with an impressive silence. That's an order, Bollock. She shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus to you. He can be as stubborn to pull a spire out of the. He can be as stubborn as pulling the spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind his company. It'll be an honor to have a member of the Iron Legion at my side. Gained favor and loyalty. Awesome. And he leveled up. Just go ahead and put in strength. What's this? And he should have a skill stat. Art of the Blade, yep. Don't we have like things we can also do, like substitute? I thought there was other things. It's got wrath. We got favored from the disfavored. We've got mediocre. He's definitely afraid of us. We're about balanced on her. Wrath. Okay, cool. I think we need to go and trade. Also, we can talk to these guys. How did you do that? Do what? Back in the Archon's tents, you cast an edict as casual as reading a supply shipment. How did you do that? I've done it. I have done it before. Don't I look stupid? You were the one that the Edict of Storms in Stuart, didn't you? The one that tore the battlefield apart with cyclones and Kratos' anger. Yep, that's me. Well, call me impressed, considering that you've read the words of Kratos more than once. I'm surprised that you've even alive to tell of it. Your vocal cords must have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just a worthy recognition of what you've done. Not only have your Turon's Fatebinder, but you're a mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead. Let's go ahead and head over here. Let me see your wares. Let's go ahead and sell our junk. Oh, well, okay. Well, see what he has to say. Baroque Fear 1, Rick turns to face you, nodding silently. A short sigh escapes as he waits for you to speak.
What can I do for you?
We'll talk later. Hail, Fatebinder. Camps on up ahead. Don't mind us. Just clearing out the rabble. I Still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give you the Legion a proper toll, but she's going on about trading rights and nonsense about that. I am not allowed to trade one thing for another. It's not like I am selling weapons to angry peasants or anything like that. You're on disfavored lands. These warriors have every right to kill you. You should be more thankful that they're even listening to you speak. But I am only here to peddle my wares. I mean no harm. The soldier, and if you think I'm a threat to the disfavored camp, then you are seriously overestimating me. Please, how do I make this right? From one of the sounds of it, I feel like I am about to be robbed. You're not the only one. I'm being robbed of patience as we speak. We should move on, Fatebinder. Petty disputes are beneath us. Robbed? No, no. You fool. You are being granted life after trespassing on our lands. All for the simple price of what's in your cart. Not your fault that you don't have the permits in order. I don't write the rules, I just relentlessly enforce them. This is none of my business. Gain favor. Right you are. We'll take care of this venture. Cool. So what we got here?
Not happening.
Oh, we ain't got enough. That's fine. Alright, so we can go back. We can go to the next place. We can go to the Echoes Crossing. Just go ahead and go to the Scarlets. Ambush. A small group of variants. You can go no further until you deal with them. More dialogue. Let's see what we got here.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcrop. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peeks out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and she outfit of a festoon and braids, knots, and sailor line. Flanked by either side of her warriors dressed in varying guard regalia, the woman leans on her elaborate staff, pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm.
I owe you an apology, Peacebinder, for we have dishonored the surrender that you offered us in our year of defeat. I cannot excuse or defend our action. I leave that to history. But all the same, I am deeply indebted to you for treating my tiersmen with charity and humanity, even in this time of madness. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
In accord with ancient customs in northern and south, I bid by this truce.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
Scripted into the chorus. Trent says with the chorus now.
Then if we see him again, it will have to be as enemies.
Okay.
If I may make one more inquiry. What of Palox Tyranny? Did he survive?
Though you rarely have the luxury of matching names with countless tiersmen you've encountered, you reasonably be certain that he was asked about the Variant Guard and took Dash's hostage. He did not survive the encounter. Palox is dead. She nods slowly and says nothing for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved. as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
Sorry that you did not find what you were
Then
seeking.
all that remains is for me to thank you for hearing me out. In accordance with our ancient customs north and south, let us part with peaceful accord.
I should have asked some questions, but I did not. Did we... Oh, there's some right there. Cool. Let's go ahead and take all of that. Yep. And we made it to a brand new map. Hopefully. Yep. And we are now at the encampment. I will see you folks in the next video, alright? Bye.